Yeah, so that was bizarre. I don't know when it cut out, but all of a sudden my phone just shut off and restarted, and it has 70% battery. So yeah. I don't know where it cut out. I'm not gonna friggin' watch, blah blah blah. So I'm just gonna start back with the jacket. So anyways, I'm wearing that dumbed down jacket for some reason, and the water just pulls me in. Same deal, churning, spinning, fighting to get out. The jacket's weighing me down. Obviously you don't want to be stuck in churning water wearing a big floppy down overcoat with a hood. So, I get out, yada yada yada, and that's it. So yeah, it's just a strange dream that I just have every now and again, and I don't know why. And gosh, the thing, my phone doing that really stole my thunder. Drag. Anyway. Gosh, what was okay, might as well talk about the other one now. Since we're going. Anyway, so the other recurring dream that I do not have anymore, which is good because I hated it. So anyway, in this dream, I was always basically crippled. Like I would be trying to walk and like my legs just wouldn't work. Like no matter how hard I struggled, I would just be dragging myself across the ground. Sometimes my feet would just sink into the ground like it was putty. Like I just wouldn't be able to walk. I tried to talk and I couldn't. It was like I was trapped inside myself and I couldn't operate. And I used to have those dreams all the time, and they were awful, and I'd always wake up in a really bad way, like frustrated and anxious and just not a good way. So I don't know what that was about. Man, I just completely haven't looking down at my phone and seeing it being like Metro PCS and the ball rolling and being like, what? Excuse me. Really, really, really stole my thunder, so I'm so sorry. Especially because I just apparently could have jammed all this into one. So I hate doing two-parters. I hate doing multi-parters anyway. Unless they happen that way. They're just a pain to upload. But yeah, everything that just happened really sapped my energy for some reason. So anyway, I think I'm gonna call it. Don't know what's with the heavy rain. I got some work in anyway. I had to change my shirt because I got something I think bad on me. I hydrogen peroxided it and wiped it off, and I dumped some alcohol all over it, wiped it off, and doused it in alcohol a few times. Looks better. Alcohol is good because if it is anything like toxic, the alcohol helps draw it up. So never burns enough. I actually, whenever I have a good wound, I always look forward to dumping some alcohol or pouring some hydrogen peroxide in it. I have a spray bottle. It's it's great. You can spray it right in the wound. Never stings enough. I know that probably sounds weird, but that's one of my favorite stings, and I barely feel it. I don't know if they took the stuff out of it that makes it sting, but I don't know. I feel like I could dump boiling alcohol into a festering wound, and it's not even. I don't know. It's like scratching an itch, and it's just I don't know. I'm weird. I have a thing with pain. Me and pain are old friends. I made friends with pain. Here's an interesting story about my background. So my parents, being hippies and all that, fell into the BS parenting crap. And one of the ones is, I forget what it's called, but it's basically if your kid's crying, you just like leave them alone and like let them cry. Not a good idea. I don't think it did good things for me. I'm kind of a loner. I'm like a loner with abandonment issues. So it kind of like I have a hard time saying goodbye, but I don't like interactions with people. Like, I don't know. Socially, I'm a mess. I was bullied a lot. Whatever. Used to have the crap kicked out of me. I've had like cigarettes put out on me. Banaka sprayed in my eyes, choked out from behind while like, sitting at a desk. That's why stuff like, someone said I was fat on the internet, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, I have a hard time feeling bad for those people. Cause like, I used to get the crap kicked out of me. Like, I've been kicked and stomped and punched and beaten until people were tired, by like a half dozen people. And then I like, got myself up, then I dusted myself off and I walked home, and these kids can't take a little, someone saying something bad about them on the friggin' internet. It's just kind of pathetic. Anyway, way off topic, orange hands. So this one time, can't see it. Can you see it? Probably not. It's right under the beard line. I apparently fell out of my crib and I busted my face open. I didn't know about this till I was older. I always wondered what the scar was. And I discovered that this happened when my mother tried to tell me the story like it was my half-brother Matt. And she was never around for Matt. So it didn't add up. And then like they'll let stuff slip. Like I used to sit in bed and rock back and forth for hours, and they tried to deny that I did that. And I used to have this little like stuffed cat that basically rode like a saddle, and I'd take a pillow and I'd put it like right under my stomach, and I just rock back and forth for hours, which is fine, right? And they tried to deny that it happened until I went upstairs and I to the attic and I pulled out the cat and I was like, "What's this then?" And then they totally backtracked. Well, derp. It's like, you just denied it. Now you're gonna, so you lied to me. Anyway, so there's all sorts of stuff in my childhood that I had to figure out, unfortunately. But anyway, moving on. So I apparently fell out of my crib and busted my face open, and I was laying there on the ground crying for hours. So literally hours later, my mom's finally like, "Oh, I guess I'll go check on the baby, on the one baby we have, So anyway, then she comes in and finds me on the ground like a bloody mess. I apparently, been there for, hours. Like the whole time I was crying, it was basically the whole time I was there. So I was left alone on the ground in the dark and horrible pain, bleeding all over the place for hours, wondering why and what happened and why no one was there. Clearly had an effect on my psyche. Did a little damage. I'm not trying to talk smack about my parents, but those psychologists are scumbags. I've talked about it. They're not good people. So when someone puts out a book telling you to ignore your baby when they're crying, that's effing crazy. If your baby's crying, there's something wrong. It's pooped its pants. It's peed and it's uncomfortable. It needs to eat. It's thirsty. You could give a baby water. You know, like there's just some, you know, like something's up. You know, it has no other way of getting your attention other than crying, and it's not like, you know, just go ahead and check on them. If there's nothing up, you know, move on. And then if 2 seconds later, you know, fool me twice, then you know, but I don't know. Parenting's hard, I guess, but I don't know. Don't let a baby cry for hours. Anyway, I think during that time I made friends with Blood and Darkness because and Pain, because they've been reoccurring themes in my entire life. And I've definitely had the attention of dark entities for a great deal of my life. One of these days I'll do my history. Anyway, don't even remember what got me on that. Derp. So yeah, that's it. That's a couple things. Yeah, I love you guys. Everyone have a beautiful day, and God bless.